just in time for summer vacation. Gas prices seem to be fairly stable at the moment. There's probably a reason for it, and we probably need an expert to talk about it. That's where Rey Trevino comes in. He is an energy expert and is vice president of operations for Pecos Country Energy. And RT, thanks so much for the time this afternoon. We always appreciate it, my friend.
Oh, thank you, Mark. I always do as well, and I hope everybody in Carolinas are doing as well also.
Listen, gas prices seem like they're fairly stable right now. They haven't really spiked up for summer like they normally seem to do. What's the situation?
Well, right now what we're seeing is a twofold deal. Obviously, we are the number one producer in the world. We're producing over 13 million barrels of oil a day here in America. And the great state of Texas, where I'm at, actually produces about half of that. But also, not only are we producing that much oil, OPEC has decided to add more oil to the market as well. They have some infighting going on right now amongst the OPEC countries, and that is also benefiting us right now in these lower gasoline prices at the end, the consumer price.
RT, I know we've got some refineries that have come back online. That obviously plays into the equation as well, I would assume.
Yes, great question. And absolutely, those refineries have all been able to come back online, and they've switched over to the summer blend. And that's another reason why the prices are where they're at right now, is because all the refineries are back up to full production as what they see fit. And so that way we don't have any of them down and the supply is less. So right now, barring any geopolitical issues, we've really got a great summer ahead. We're actually on a national average lower price of gasoline than we were just 2 weeks ago for Memorial Day weekend. How exciting is that when, of course, we know the Carolinas itself does so great during the summer month for tourism.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say this is at least one thing that people are getting a little bit of a price break on this year, when they're usually tending to budget more money for the summertime because gas prices generally tend to go up. RT, for people who are not familiar with the oil business, myself included in that, how much more desirable of a product is American oil as opposed to, say, Russian oil or Saudi Arabian oil or Venezuelan oil?
Yes, it's actually very much more desirable. Here in Texas, especially, and my company at Pecos Country Energy, we produce what's called the sweet crude or sweet Texas tea. And actually, when you produce that fine quality of oil, it actually has a green hue to it, actually. And what happens is, though, in countries like Saudi Arabia, Russia, Venezuela, their oil is a dirty crude oil. And in fact, the majority of our refineries in America actually and only about the refineries in America actually refine the sweet Texas crude that we have. And believe it or not, it actually is more economical for us to refine that dirty crude oil.
So why is that? Why is that? Why? I mean, it's dirtier oil. One would think that it would take more to clean it, to purify it, to make, put it into the form that you want. Why is that process cheaper with the dirtier oil?
Yeah, that's a great question. And there's a lot of different reasons. However, when you look at our infrastructure in America, we have depended on foreign oil. And that right there is a major reason why, is because our infrastructure has been created and designed to handle that foreign crude oil.
Right. RT, has the attitude and the demeanor changed since the new administration has been in office when it comes to energy and policy?
Absolutely, Mark. I think the demeanor has changed. And you're just anymore. It's I'm in America, and I'm going to make America's economy great again. That's the new attitude. And when President Trump was elected again in November, it was like winning the Super Bowl for the oil and gas industry. They're very excited because they know that they got somebody that's not trying to kill their jobs. But also now, as far as the administration goes, we have individuals that know their role and how to do it. For an example, Lee Zeldin becoming the head of the EPA has been tremendous because we now have an actual government organization that is not creating its own policy, but we have an actual organization that is doing great things by America again, and not just attacking different industries as a lapdog for the previous administration.
Were green energy policies essentially bankrupting oil companies? Was that was that the trajectory that things were on if some of these green energy policies were to, remain in place, or some of the ones that had been proposed, would that have pretty much just done away with the oil industry over time?
Mark, I will say this, that a lot of the investment funds that a lot of individuals in America use to invest in energy, whatever kind it is, we lost as a industry about $1 trillion, and that's with a T, $1 trillion of investment money during the Biden administration. And that is really a testament to the oil and gas industry to only continue to produce record levels of oil during that lack of investment dollars. And right now, with this administration, there's really been never a better time to invest in American oil than today, especially considering the lower prices that we see right now, because make no doubt about it, they're going to go up again. There is a place for all energy. I am a true believer of the energy addition, not energy transition. The addition means we have more scopes, but make no doubt about it, any solar panels that are made, any wind turbines that are made, Mark, have oil and gas products in them.
Right. I was going to say it takes petroleum products to make those alternative energy sources, which was always kind of the head scratcher to me about people who bragged about their electric cars. And I say, that's great. I appreciate you doing something for the environment, but let me know when it's not plugged into, a coal burning electrical outlet, then come talk to me. Right. I mean, until then, you're still dependent on it, no matter what you do.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's kind of an oxymoron in the sense that, like you said, all of these products, all of these solar panels, all of these wind turbines, all of this stuff, it all takes a petroleum-based product to make it. So, I mean, we're kind of, this is kind of our sweet spot, unfortunately, for those environmentalists.
It really is. And to kind of just further your question about bankrupting oil and gas companies on the green initiative, really what we're looking at now is this administration removing the subsidies that were given to investing in green energy projects. And there's a big difference between a government subsidy and tax deductions. So when people invest in oil and gas, they can write off against their capital gains or W-2 income these investments in oil and gas. When people invest in subsidies, that means the government is physically giving them some form of a payment on top of their investment. So really, these subsidies were costing the American taxpayers so much more money, while oil and gas investments save American taxpayers money.
It seems like the science is, it seems like the logic and the science is pretty clear on it. Unfortunately, we've got about 46% of the country that seems to think the other way. Thankfully, though, right now, the situation holds that gas prices are where they are. And it's, it's good news for families getting ready to jump in the car and head out on summer vacation. My guest this afternoon, Rey R.T. Trevino. He's an energy expert and vice president of operations with Pecos Country Energy. R.T., always good to talk to you, my friend. Really appreciate the time.
Thank you as always, and God bless to you and all your listeners in the Carolinas.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.